Alright, just put my first video up on YouTube under the Sick-N-Tired-Patriot. You're more welcome to go try to find that in the big world of YouTube, explaining what happened to my brother back in the year 2014, the year after my dad had passed. Just wanted to show a couple other things here. If you don't think the deep state is real, we got General Flynn's attorney, Sidney Powell. I'm going to tell everyone out there, if you're not watching online news, if you're watching mainstream media, you are royally screwed up. Yeah, because well, let me just show you what real news. You go to newsmaxtv.com because I was going to recommend Fox. That's why I've been kind of holding off. I had a feeling that was eventually going to come around to doing the same shit as the rest of them. And sure enough, here we go. You don't think that there's a deep state out there, you're sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. Who is the deep state? We all are. Big news break. I hate to tell it to you. Well, I should say all government workers, 80% of them, they don't even know it. They're placing to it. It's like because they have a job for the government, or legislation is the biggest. Swamp dwellers is the legislators, and they're appointed. Most of them are appointed, and they appoint our electors appoint them so they can do the dirty work and keeps their hands clean. It makes, they can put the blame on the appointed people because they don't want to work. They got to go golfing and stuff, or they just don't know how to write law. So they appoint someone to write this up, and then the biggest person that gives them the most money when they're campaigning, they want certain laws passed to benefit them, their company, or their own personal interest. They don't think about why. They just, if it's something that they get done, whether it's unconstitutional or not, they get it done. And it's like, example, like deputies today, if it becomes law, they don't give them, and this is where deep state part comes in. They don't care whether it's unconstitutional or not. They just do their job because it's their job. Well, it's also their job whenever legislation passes law against the Constitution is to speak up for the people, because that's who you work for. That's why the people elect you. Is not only, you need to keep check on people above you. I mean, really, I don't see how anybody holding an office position has anybody above them. But I mean, I do to, like, a governor, I guess, be over the mayors, and then the mayor be over the sheriff. I don't know. That's, I'm a working man. I'm just an old chuck of coal. And dude, I know the country is rolling downhill like a snowball headed for hell. And if we don't damn do something, all of us, law, citizens, to back this Constitution up, we're in a world of hurt. World of hurt. And people like me that work and pay taxes, that's why we do that. We pay those taxes in, and that's the reason that there is a republic instead of full-blown democracy. There's us, the people, making, having to vote on every little thing and keep an eye on every little thing. We put people in these positions to do that for us, so we can do our jobs. But when we see people not doing their jobs, we need to be able to fire them. Not every 2 years, not every 4 years. We need to be able to get rid of their asses as soon as possible. I mean, because hell, I'm 48, and it's like, man, it's all it is as I've seen since I started voting. Well, I paid attention back in Bush years, but it's like I knew these some bitches is deep state, and they're going to put in whoever they want to put in, and that's the way it's been. It's like nobody never gets full control except Donald Trump. He had that first 2 years, but the real people, like NSA, the military, those are the ones that really run the country. I think there's certain guidelines that I don't think a president, or he did it out of respect. He had the most power that he possibly had when he had the House, the Senate, and the presidential. We lost the House in the mid-election in 2018. But let me show you this. This was on live TV. Sidney Powell, which is General Flynn's attorney. I'm gonna turn his phone around here because I don't know how to do that fancy stuff with that screen sharing there. I'll just show you that this is on real TV here. I think this is it. Right here is why nobody wants to work. That's not it. Yeah, that's a good one though, y'all. I'm gonna start doing my videos, and I'm gonna get good at this shit, because it's like I can't work. Ever since the video that I put out about them disarming America, I hadn't been able. That happened in 2014, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what's happened to Hedrick Machine. This is what I've been doing for the past 5 years. Whenever this goes, I knew shit was getting ready soon. I was about to walk away in 2014 when this happened to my brother. I was about to say, fuck it, and throw it down, and then Trump come down them escalators. I thought, there might be hope here. Because this is how long I've known this shit. Because I have literally been digging. You see my damn eyes are swole. I have been at this computer, if not at this computer, closing that big shop down and moving back home here to where me and my father first started at. And I don't know if that damn camera is right over here. But let me show you this video here, Sidney Powell.
Well, General McInerney has been out for at least 3 years. A separate source came to me completely unconnected out of Dallas that had identified computer replacement of votes. And there's a story out about that from more than a year ago. And then now it's all coming up again. We've got more verification. The point is, and the reason this is all happening is because there are trillions of dollars at stake. The globalists, the communists, the Marxists, the Chinese Communist Party want to control the world and the power and the dollars that go with it. And they have to destroy the independence of we the people and the freedom and leadership of the United States to do that. That's their last big target. We are the end of the line for liberty and freedom and any semblance of justice. They will spend any amount of money. They are willing to do absolutely anything to try to continue the graft and corruption that all of the evidence that's now coming out against Joe Biden exemplifies. It wasn't just Joe Biden. It's probably 80% of our public officials, at least in the federal government and many in the states too.
Did you just hear that? 80% of public officials in federal government and local and states too. Do you see why there are so many people that want Trump out?
All right. I got another one, number 2.
We need an audit of all of the computer systems that played any role
Yeah,
in
that
this
was on the
fraud
balance.
whatsoever.
That was, she was on, what was that? Newsmax TV. I believe was the name of that station there. They're the only ones now that are giving us the truth. The dang phone straightened back up here. But yeah, a lot of the deep state people that has government jobs out there, you're placing to it. Whether you're a deputy, a sheriff, just please. Look at what you're doing. If these people above you are creating legislation that is not for the people, you need to really look at it, because there's people above you that are creating certain scenarios that is literally chopped away at our independence, our freedoms, and I'm not just talking about my gun situation. That just threw the flag up for me to start looking. It is so deep, and just what all they are going after. Our monetary system is a perfect example. 24 trillion in debt. And they spend billions and billions on ads. That's another thing. I got a neighbor that all year long that bought a house next door to me. They're out of Ohio. Now, all year long have been back and forth to Ohio. It just makes you wonder if all them billions of dollars, and all the dang cities are empty. That's what they didn't do with that money, is give it to the people to move out to come here at like North Carolina. And that's why realty is so hot. Our past, and I might ought to save that for another video, but our history here in North Carolina, I'm a 4th generation on my father's side. We've always been preservative of our natural resources here, our forestry, and they raised the property tax here where I'm at to like $60,000 an acre, and tax value, And, you know, when you're working, like I've been having to work past 18 years, is you don't have time to go contest this stuff, fight it. The literally 4 acres belonging to my neighbor, they wasn't able to pay it. They ended up taking it. You hear that? I mean, that's supposed to be, you ain't supposed to be able to tax a man for property, but look at what we're doing. We're property taxing people now. They're losing their lands. And these people, it's like they're looting. They're looting us again. They did it back in the Civil War. Matter of fact, that's when we lost our independence. There is so much digging I have done. Man, it's like our independence war, Civil War was a big test for them. You know, once they come down here and robbed us of all of our, it wasn't nothing about freeing anybody. About all the slavery was about gone, actually. A lot of them were crop shares, and most of the slave owners that were black slave owners. And I got proof of that. I've been building up. I got pictures. They were black Confederate soldiers that fought and died for independence. For independence down here. But this deep state, they made it sound like that war was about slavery. And it wasn't. It was Confederate, anti-federalism. That's what it was all about. We didn't want the federalism, deep state, which is the crown across the pond, the ocean, whatever, who the rich people. And it seems like that is who is actually runs the country. Until we can get a system in place to where the people are voting on laws, legislation, this country's gone. We got to get up, you know. Right now it's November 11th, 2020. We're still waiting to see if Trump's going to get back, and I believe he will. This election was so dirty. It's the dirtiest. It's clear America was lost over the Civil War. We lost our independence then. It was perfectly clear, just literally days after the war ended, they implemented property tax, income tax. They took out Lincoln literally 5 days after the war ended. All this happened. A Democrat was a vice president, took over. There is so much, people, that you don't know. If you get in and dig into history, it's going to blow your mind. I mean, true history. And it's like they used the Civil War to see if they could pull it, what they did here, off in Europe. We was like a little test to see if they could do the same thing in Europe. And that's what happened when World War I broke out. It was, you can see the races that they put on the Jews and what they did to the Jews, and then overtaking the entire European continent. And it was, as they was moving into Russia, is when they broke down. But they looted the entire European nation. Germany had, it gets so deep. That's why they call it the deep state. I'm gonna knock it off here. Dear Lord, just please watch over us, help us, be with us. Amen.